You know, I find it to be so hilarious with the landscape of the wrestling community. It's like at the drop of a dime, they get excited about everything with no criticism whatsoever. As you all know, I went to WrestleMania. I didn't go to WrestleMania, but I went to WrestleMania weekend down in Orlando. I did everything but WrestleMania. I actually had a better time doing everything surrounding WrestleMania than if I was to actually be sitting there for 7.5 hours in the smoldering heat in Orlando. That's not even the reason why I don't go to these major pay-per-views or a show in general. I would not pay my hard-earned money to sit there for a WrestleMania or just like SummerSlam coming up. I would never pay my hard-earned money to sit in a venue for 6+ hours to watch a subpar product. I want you guys to look at what could be some of the biggest matches on SummerSlam Sunday. WWE is putting Roman Reigns in the main event again for the Universal Championship. Do I need to explain to you why that is so terrible? I think you guys are smart enough to realize that nobody wants Roman Reigns as the face of WWE. Bobby Lashley? The guy is a charisma vacuum. The guy has no charisma at all. He has no personality. His promos suck. But hey, he's a muscle-bound freak. I guess he looks the part. Brock Lesnar? WWE has a champion that has been, I guess you could see Brock Lesnar as a extra on Zach Bagans and Ghost Adventures. I wouldn't be surprised if Zach Bagans' next investigation is hunting down where the spirit of Brock Lesnar is, because he's a fucking ghost. Sasha Banks versus Bayley is another rumored match. Can I ask you why anybody would be interested in that? WWE with their great storytelling, right? Number one, you expect WWE to tell a story that is going to be great for the women's division? We haven't seen one yet on Monday Night Raw. We've seen glimpses of what could be, but WWE, like always, because they aren't Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks and Bayley have been watered down and been rendered useless. This feud is garbage. Garbage. As soon as you introduced Dr. Shelby, my interest went right out the door. WWE had an ample opportunity to do what was right, and they did not do it. This should have been the main storyline going into WrestleMania, and it should have continued all through the summer. Should have started at the Elimination Chamber, but what happened? Alexa Bliss! Alexa Bliss wins the Elimination Chamber. May I ask why? May I ask why? That would have been a perfect opportunity to have Bayley win the Elimination Chamber. And then with the visual of Sasha Banks sitting defeated on the steel steps, that would have been a great opportunity for a heel turn. Babyface Bayley versus heel Sasha Banks. And that would have continued all through what we're probably going to get at SummerSlam, which would have culminated in the feud that would have carried the women's division on Monday Night Raw. But WWE didn't do anything of that. They didn't do anything close to that. So now what do we got? We got Sasha Banks and Bayley with absolutely nothing behind it. Stop, start. Stop, start. Fucking counseling sessions. And now they're being rumored to be booked at SummerSlam. Do you want to know why WWE's booking them at SummerSlam because it's part of the women's revolution. It's because they're playing off the fact that these women once were successful in NXT, and they had one of the best women's matches of all time 4 years ago. WWE is going to try and relive that, and that's the only reason why they're putting it on SummerSlam, because they need to feed off the prior success of what these two women did, and they think that they're going to try and recreate it on the main roster with SummerSlam. But the difference is between this feud and that feud is this feud is being built over nothing. At least they had the NXT Women's Championship. At least Sasha Blanks. It might as well be fucking Sasha Blanks. She's been shooting nothing but blanks with this fucking creative team. Sasha Banks was a great antagonist for Bayley. She was a heel. She was playing the right part in the story. What is Sasha Banks to me on the main roster? Nothing. Bayley was playing the right role. They played her as the part of an underdog who will do anything to win. Bayley has not been looked at like that since that very match in NXT. Bullshit. So SummerSlam, you're starting off 0 for 2, bro. You're starting off 0 for 2. Yet you want to compete with TakeOver on another major pay-per-view weekend. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe, a match that I've been looking forward to for months. I've been looking forward to Joe being in this spot for years. The guy is too good to not be main eventing these shows on a weekly basis. But what does it mean for Joe? AJ Styles has everything running for him. He's one of the best wrestlers in the world. He's on the cover of WWE 2K19. He is looked at as probably the flag bearer for the WWE Championship. More so than anybody else in recent memory. Why would WWE take the WWE title off of AJ Styles? I'm assuming someone in that company, and you would have to be foolish not to believe that. I believe someone in this company loves where AJ Styles is, and there really is nobody right now that can compete with what AJ Styles has been doing. He is the personification of champion. I think there's just too much going for AJ Styles to take the title off of him. Samoa Joe would be a fantastic heel WWE champion. I think Samoa Joe should have been Universal Champion. Never mind fucking WWE Champion. Samoa Joe should have been already seen championship gold on the main roster. But what does WWE do? Samoa Joe fed to Roman Reigns. Samoa Joe fed to Brock Lesnar. There's no doubt in my mind that Samoa Joe should have beat Brock Lesnar. That was the right choice. Now we're looking at Joe being in the wrong place at the wrong time again. Yeah, maybe a great match. Maybe one of the best matches of the year. But it's going to be Joe falling short again. I would be genuinely shocked if Samoa Joe wins the WWE Championship. There's just too much going for AJ Styles. So there's one match. There's one match rumored to be happening at SummerSlam that we can all get excited. The other rumored match that we probably will get excited for is Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. Now, I know I am not the only one who is in this boat sailing on rough SmackDown seas that thinks that Miz versus Daniel Bryan is happening too soon. I think instead of building up this match between Bryan and Miz on the aspect of, oh, well, I don't like you and you don't like me, is pedestrian. It's for the common plebeian. It's a simple story that most of the WWE universe can understand. Instead of giving The Miz the Money in the Bank briefcase and putting Daniel Bryan in a WWE Championship chase and having The Miz just fuck Daniel Bryan over for the most important thing in this world to him. Something that he never lost. Something that he had to part ways with for over 4 years. And has worked so hard to get back to once reclaiming that crown jewel, the WWE title. Instead of booking it like that, WWE's giving me The Miz versus Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam. And what exactly are they fighting over? Oh, I don't like you. You don't like me. You stole my lunch money. You're too popular, man. It's exactly what they're fighting over. It's exactly what they're fighting over. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm not going to be interested in what they do. I'm pretty sure they'll tear the fucking house down at the Barclays Center. But the level of investment from the fans could be so much more if there was a better story told. Now, I mentioned this on yesterday's show. I hope that WWE goes into this with a plan in mind. I hope that this is just merely another layer on top of The Miz and Daniel Bryan's cake. This needs to culminate with Daniel Bryan and The Miz battling it out over the WWE title. Simple as that. I don't want to hear any ifs, ands, or buts. That is the conclusion. What happens at SummerSlam is only another chapter written. So I don't know how you guys feel about it. I feel like it's happening too soon. I'm not saying that they can't cross paths. I'm not saying that they can't compete in tag team matches or whatever you want to do with them creative-wise. But the one big match that needs to happen is this for the WWE Championship. That is it. Because by that time, AJ will have run through many guys that are heel on SmackDown Live, and there's no better person right now. And this is why I think Joe is shit out of luck and in the wrong place at the wrong time. Miz beating Styles for the title is probably going to be the best option for you to take that title off of AJ Styles. You know? So we'll see what happens. That's another match that we could all find interest in, but it's not going to be at the level where it should be on our end. It's great for SummerSlam. It's going to look great on the poster. It's going to look great in the spotlight. But it's only going to be half of what it could be. Now, there are rumors that the B team are going to be walking into SummerSlam as the tag team champions. I didn't know why these guys won the tag team titles to begin with. This is a disgrace to the tag team division. You are pretty much shitting all over the tag team division by having the B team represent your division as champions. In a division that has Matt Hardy, who is one of the best tag team wrestlers in the history of this sport, Bray Wyatt, who, I don't really give a shit about Bray Wyatt, but it's much better than fucking Axel and Dallas. Even though the Leader of Worlds didn't really go anywhere as a tag team, and they were merely put together because they were both two lost souls on Monday Night Raw. Anything is better than the B team. How you could look at the B team as tag team champions on the same brand as AOP, The Revival, Drew McIntyre, and Dolph Ziggler, even though they're not a real tag team, it's a disgrace. It is an absolute disgrace. You gave the tag team championships to a team that calls themselves the B team. If that doesn't really ring out to you as what WWE thinks about their tag team championships and their tag team division, I don't know what to tell you. This is pathetic. Tag team wrestling is thriving in NXT. This is why I fear for guys like Undisputed and Heavy Machinery, or TM61, or anybody in NXT. War Raiders, Street Profits, to come on up to the main roster. What's going to happen? They will be absolutely decimated by main roster creative. Tag team wrestling's a thing in NXT. So I don't know why it's not a thing on Raw and SmackDown. Again, I don't know how you could watch a fucking tag team match at TakeOver Chicago with Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch against Undisputed Era, sit there and not think to yourself, if you are a creative writer on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown Live, I don't even know how you could watch that with your name being Vince McMahon and not feel some type of way about what happened in that match. Why wouldn't you want that on your show? Look at every aspect of that match. To O'Reilly, Strong, Lorcan, Burch, the crowd, the investment from the fans, the prestige of the tag team titles. I don't know how you don't want that shit on the main roster, but I'm some fucking mark who marks out for NXT because it's good wrestling. Let me tell you something, motherfucker. That match was probably better than every main roster match this year in 2018. And don't at me. Yet NXT is for the marks though, right? Oney fucking Lorcan is a guy who you look at and you fucking overlook him because of his fucking name and his look and his size. Yet he's in one of the best matches of the year in all of WWE for 2018. Yet I'm the one sitting here who rants, raves, bitches, and moans and complains. And is a mark for NXT. Well, if WWE actually gave you fucking professional wrestling on Monday Night Raw, instead of pushing guys that we don't give a fuck about, and actually gave me fucking storytelling, then maybe things would be a little bit different. Maybe I'll be a little easy on this show. But I'm not. And they won't. Because they're clueless. How you can watch Mustache Mountain and Undisputed Era on NXT, even though I didn't like the ending, with the towel being thrown in by Tyler Bate. Well, a couple of logic gaps there, which made for, not a 5-star match that Meltzer gave it, but it was a good 4.5 out of 5. Why did Trent Seven tag himself in on one leg? Tyler Bate, with this imaginary rule now that somehow everybody's fucking correcting me on. Yeah, you go buy a book on Amazon and you think you're a WWE fucking scholar. Get the fuck out of here. 2 times you can only interfere in a tag team match. How many times has that rule been broken? I don't know how you can look at that match and the storytelling that was in that match and not feel some type of way about it. Yeah, you got the B team. Yeah, you got the fucking B team as your tag team champions. Somewhere, Kurt Hennig is fucking laughing, rolling over in his grave because his son is a part of the B team with worthless tag team championship gold around his waist. Yeah. Now, but the division is real good, right? The division is on the up and up. Get the fuck out of here. That's going to be your tag team title match? You're going to build up another match between these two in which we had 4 weeks of build and nobody gave a fuck about it. I'd much rather see Bo versus Bray at SummerSlam at this fucking juncture. Now, what are you going to do? You're going to give me another triple threat match? What are you going to do? You're going to give me the Revival? You're going to put the Revival in there? And what's going to happen then? WWE will probably give us the wrong winner with the Revival in that match. The Revival can out-wrestle every fucking team in WWE. I don't know why you don't utilize these guys to their strength. Again, I don't know how you can look at the Revival and not push these guys as tag team champions. Oh, they're boring. Oh, they got no character. Oh, they're nothing but 80s knockoffs. Really now. I dare you to go watch their feud with DIY or any match with DIY or American Alpha. They even had a fucking great match with Enzo and Cass. That's how good these guys are. Now, but they're 80s knockoffs, though. Maybe you should get past the fucking bullshit that everybody else is feeding you. Look at what these guys are and look at them for what they really are. Talented. How many teams operate like the Revival? Not many. And you're absolutely miscasting them in a way that is fucking pathetic. That would break my fucking spirit if WWE was booking me that way after what we were doing in NXT. For 3 years now, these guys have been wasted. What else is happening at SummerSlam that we could probably predict here? Let me look at my notes. I tried to memorize all this shit before I got on here. We got Sasha and Bayley. We already ran over that. Miz and Bryan. Oh, here we go. Probably one of a plethora of multi-man matches. We talked about this yesterday. Randy Orton, Nakamura, and Jeff Hardy rumored for a triple threat match for the United States Championship. I really can't argue this because it's been something that WWE's been building since Extreme Rules. They went about it the same way on SmackDown Live. It makes sense. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it doesn't make sense, because it does. And if there is a multi-man match at SummerSlam, that's the one that probably would make the most sense. So I'm not going to sit here and argue that whatsoever. Heel Randy Orton, been fantastic in the 2 appearances that we've seen him. Jeff Hardy, it's always great seeing Jeff. Nakamura's got championship gold around his waist. Can't beat that. There you go. There you go. What else do we got? Becky Lynch versus Carmella is the rumored SmackDown Live Women's Championship match. Finally, Asuka can move on from the comedic fucking tomfoolery that they put her through with fucking James Ellsworthless and Carmella. How you can have Carmella this long as women's champion is fucking beyond me, bro. Beyond me. The woman is a 0-star matchmaking machine. what do they call Kenny Omega? The six-star maker, six-star match machine. She is a 0-star match machine. And then WWE depicts her in a way as if she's unstoppable on social media. You know, let's post Carmella with a picture of the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Mella is money. Listen, the fucking Monopoly Man. It should be your mascot. You're nothing but Monopoly money. Carmella should be one of those little fucking figures that you play Monopoly with. You know? I don't understand how you have a roster of Charlotte, who's been out, Asuka, Naomi, Becky, and you have Carmella as your women's champion. Now, where's Asuka going to fit into all this? Is Asuka going to do stand-up comedy with fucking Dolph Ziggler following this feud? Or do you have plans to make Asuka a dominating force once again with a new attitude change after she got fucked over? And what's going to happen to Becky Lynch? Is Becky Lynch going to win the title on her first opportunity like she deserves? She hasn't been in this spotlight since forever. And if you're going to push Carmella over Becky, then I have no hope. Then I truly have no hope at all for any women's storyline on SmackDown Live. The Raw Women's Championship, we got Ronda Rousey versus Miss Bliss. If this match doesn't end in 3 minutes flat, with Ronda just kicking Bliss's ass, then you have done wrong. There's no way you're going to make Bliss look credible against Ronda Rousey at all. Now, you put the title on Bliss because she's a good antagonist for Ronda Rousey. She plays a good heel against a babyface Ronda. Fine. I see what you did following Money in the Bank, but there is no way, no matter if Mickie James is there or not, that this match goes 3 minutes. This should be a squash of epic proportions. That's all I have to say about that. If they make Alexa look that good against Ronda Rousey, I again, just like Carmella, I will have lost all hope for anything female-wise on the main roster. And then finally, we got a rumored Undertaker match. And his rumored opponent is going to be John Cena. Now, obviously, it makes sense. They left it open. We haven't seen Cena in forever. But you got 3 weeks to tell me a storyline with The Undertaker and John Cena. If The Undertaker was going to be at SummerSlam, why hasn't he been on TV? Why hasn't he been showcased in some way? Where's John Cena now, 3 weeks out from SummerSlam? So at this point, I don't even give a fuck about seeing the match. I don't. Now, this is just a rumor. WWE hasn't made any announcement regarding this. They haven't made any announcement with Cena or The Undertaker at all. But all I hear is that Undertaker's in good health. Undertaker got hip replacement surgery. There's no sign of The Undertaker retiring. So who's to say you have to use him at SummerSlam? If anybody should be used against The Undertaker at SummerSlam, it's what I have already pitched to you. Finn Balor. The guy has no fucking balls left. Where's the Demon? I'd much rather see Finn Balor as the Demon get a win over The Undertaker and solidify him. John Cena doesn't need anything. We don't need to see that again. Undertaker disposed of John Cena in 3 minutes. If The Undertaker is capable of moving, I'd much rather see him move against the Demon. Or better yet, I'd much rather see the sight of the Demon and The Undertaker having a stare down in the middle of the ring. More so than John Cena again in a nothing match at SummerSlam with The Undertaker. You need to book things that are going to propel a superstar. This will do nothing. SummerSlam's going to sell itself. SummerSlam's going to sell itself on Brock Lesnar being there. With a possible Braun Strowman cash-in. Ronda Rousey's there. AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe's going to tear the house down. Miz versus Daniel Bryan. You got enough on this card to generate interest. To have The Undertaker and John Cena in a match that means nothing and will go nowhere? For what? Instead of using a guy like Finn Balor to get him over because every ounce of his momentum has been fucking buried. 6 feet under. I don't understand why they would go that route. So, SummerSlam is shaping up to be important, but it's not really shaping up to be a major investment from the eyes of a fan. You got a great WWE Championship match. You got two guys in the main event that have absolutely no charisma or personality. Becky Lynch and Carmella. You got Alexa Bliss versus Ronda. You got a triple threat United States Championship match. Miz versus Bryan. And Sasha Banks versus Bayley in a feud that was destined for greatness, but WWE killed it. Stop, start. Counseling. And now they're best friends again. Or at least on the verge of becoming best friends. I don't give a shit. I don't care. But hey, they got Braun Strowman to possibly save what could be a creative failure at the end of this night. SummerSlam in no way, shape, or form is going to be better than TakeOver Brooklyn. None. I give it absolutely no chance. I don't give a fuck who they book on this show. TakeOver Brooklyn has already, with the match card announced, has already beaten SummerSlam. I don't give a fuck what SummerSlam does. TakeOver New Orleans blew away WrestleMania. You honestly think that TakeOver is not going to do the same to SummerSlam? All you need to look at is that main event at TakeOver Brooklyn 4. All you need to do is look at that Women's Championship match. All you need to do is look at that North American Championship match. That Tag Team Championship match. If you don't think TakeOver Brooklyn's going to blow away SummerSlam, you are on some type of fucking medication. And if you are, please, pass them over to me because I want to feel that good too. Give me a break. What does Rollins do at SummerSlam? Do they put him against Dolph Ziggler? What does Drew McIntyre do? What does Andrade Cien Almas do at SummerSlam? You know, what does Kevin Owens do at SummerSlam? A lot of questions going into SummerSlam, man. But all I know is, just like my dad told me many years ago when he was watching the product with me as I was growing up and as I got older, he's like, oh, what day is SummerSlam happening this year? I may tune in. And even to this day, he calls it Summer Scam. It's exactly what it is. Summer Scam. It ain't no big party. The party happens days before Sunday, August 19th. The party happens leading up to August 19th. And then when we get to the party, it's one of those things where they're serving nothing but Corona, Heineken, and Budweiser. Nothing but fucking finger foods. They got some fucking goon behind the grill who doesn't know how to fucking cook a burger correctly. It's nothing but burgers and dogs. You got a piece of chicken. You got some salmon. You got, I don't know, you got some chicken kebabs, chicken sausage. You got some skirt steak, something. Now, this is WWE's version of the biggest party of the summer. I expect nothing but fucking lame, pathetic, depressed. I go to WWE's party, I sit in the fucking corner and I wait for it to be over. I don't have fun at their parties. And that's exactly how I'm going to feel when I watch SummerSlam. I'm not going to have any fun. There may be moments of fun. There may be a hot broad that walks by in a nice skimpy bikini. But other than that, you ain't getting no number. You ain't getting trashed. You ain't having a fucking great evening, you know? It's one of those things where you're going to go home and be like, back to work on Monday. Let's do it all over again. That's all it is. That's my opening to Off the Script. If you don't like it, tough fucking shit. NXT TakeOver, as far as I'm concerned, has already beat SummerSlam. There's nothing as far as storyline or investment on their part to get me interested in what they're doing. Everything is just Roman, Lashley, Lesnar, and everybody else is just fucking a forgotten side story. That's what it is, man. It's WWE. I expect nothing less from these fucking clowns and creative. They push one initiative and then forget about everybody else. SummerSlam, August 19th. I can't wait to be bored out of my mind just like I was at 205th in Brooklyn last year watching the show. So we'll see what happens this year. This is Off the Script. This is episode 231, part number 2 for your Saturday. Let's hit the intro, and I'll be back with more news and rumors right here on Off the Script. Off this shitty fucking product by coming on here and speaking the fucking goddamn truth about this fucking filth. That I can book a better show taking a fucking dump after eating my fucking Chipotle chorizo with extra cheese. I don't give a fuck what anybody has to say. Have I ever? Of course not. WWE's
great, man. Fuck you, Japan, and Kenny Omega, Okada. Delete! Ooh, what is it, man? Can I suck your dick? Ooh, what is it, man?
And this is the #1 fucking podcast right here on YouTube.com. This is Off the Script. I want to thank everybody for showing up for yesterday's video, man. Part #1 was another success. Thank you guys so very much. We talked about WWE potentially planning a triple threat match for the Universal Championship at SummerSlam. Fuck a triple threat. My prediction is the ever popular and ever formulaic Fatal 4-Way for the Universal Championship at SummerSlam. So we talked about that, and I want to thank everybody for showing big interest in what I'm doing with House of Glory, man, with my new show, Cutting Corners, debuting hopefully this weekend, if not early next week, on House of Glory's YouTube channel, man. So thank you guys so very much for all that. If you missed that, Part 1, NXT review this week, Extreme Rules pay-per-view review, Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, all that stuff is linked in the annotation in the top right corner. Make sure you guys go and check that stuff out if you missed anything and didn't get your subscription boxes refreshed and updated thanks to YouTube's bullshit. It's there for you, and I'm going to make sure you guys see it the very best that I can. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter, at JDFROMNY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. Barbershopwindow.com/offthescript for your merchandise. It is the official online shop of Off the Script, man. It's Pro Wrestling Tees affiliated, so you guys know that you're getting excellent quality. And I haven't been to the website in a couple of weeks. I'm pretty sure if you go on over there, you'll be gifted with some coupon codes. So make sure you guys go and get your t-shirts now available on barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. Harry's.com/script for your free trial shave set. They are an official sponsor of the podcast. You're going to get a razor blade, a razor handle, a razor blade protective case, and the foaming shave gel. All you guys have to do is pay the shipping and handling, which costs no more than $2 or $3, and you guys are going to have the best shave of your life. Harry's.com/script, and if you have already signed up, tell a friend, man. Give the gift of Harry's. Tell a friend, your coworker, your classmate, the guy at the fucking deli that you buy your cigarettes from. Tell anybody you can, man. JD's giving away free shit, and if you guys need to shave, Harry's is your #1 choice. I guarantee you that whatever you're using right now will go in the garbage. Harry's is going to be your #1 after your first trial shave set. Harry's.com/script. And then Audible, man, over 200,000 choices to choose from. Audible is giving everybody who listens to Off the Script a free 1-month trial of their service and 1 free audiobook of your choice. If you guys, again, have already signed up, give the gift of Audible. Make sure you guys go and do that. It's a great way to support the show. So please go and do that, guys. Thank you so very much. audibletrial.com/offthescript. And something I did not push on yesterday's show, if you guys want to sign up for my Patreon page, patreon.com/JDFROMNY206. It's right there in the layout on the right-hand side. It's the first thing that you're going to see under the Off the Script logo. If you guys want to sign up for the Patreon page, you guys will be able to get access to my Off the Script retro. There's actually an extra hour of audio right there on the Patreon page where I cover the 1993 King of the Ring. And that is for $5 or more patrons. I am going to have a poll as to what event you guys want me to cover next. So please make sure you guys do that if you want some extra audio. You also get early access to Off the Script hours before it goes live on YouTube to the general public, man. So if you guys want to support through the Patreon page and you want some extra content, It's there for you, man. Patreon.com/JD206. Thank you guys so very much. Thank you to everybody that pledged and has pledged this week. You guys are great. And if you want to check it out, the 1993 King of the Ring is one of my favorite shows in WWE history. The retro reviews were actually supposed to be for the IRW network that Eric Bischoff did, but that blew up and that didn't go anywhere and it was a fucking failed attempt. Now he's doing 83 weeks with Conrad Thompson, so he's got his own thing going on. And it was supposed to be a way to, I guess, ease the pain of the demonetization period for YouTube, but being that YouTube, reinstituted everything and, have their methods now, people are back to making money on YouTube, but it's a little bit more of you have to be careful what you do or what you say. But the IRW was supposed to be the home of Off the Script Retro. It was supposed to be a paid monthly subscription. So instead of doing it over there, I kept it on the back burner, and now I'm bringing it back for you patrons only in video format, just like you see here. But we're going to be doing retro reviews of older WWE, WWF pay-per-views. So if you guys want that or are interested in that, it's there for you to sign up. $5 or more. So thank you guys so very much for everybody that has already signed up to that. Some great stuff over there. Let's get on with the news, man. It's been a very slow weekend, to be perfectly honest with you, man. I am barely scraping by with news. But we covered the top story, and that was, in the beginning, the rumored SummerSlam card as of right now. And like I stated, whatever they got going on, whatever they got rumored, whatever they got planned, it's not going to be better than TakeOver, as always. But it's going to be a newsworthy event regardless, if it's better than TakeOver or not. Speaking of pay-per-views, we had the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. And I was there with Brian Gulish and Justin LaBar and Drew Badalla of Ticket King Online. Had a great time. They showed me a great time. Brian showed me a great time. Very hospitable. Great fucking weekend. Very memorable. Road Dogg hooked us up with tickets. Just great stuff. Met Road Dogg after the show. If, you guys were listening to my Extreme Rules pay-per-view review, I went over in detail what happened there. Just a very, very, very cool moment at the end of the show. But with Extreme Rules also came the return and the reinstated Hulk Hogan back to the WWE Hall of Fame. Now, with all this going down, there was one noticeable absent in all of it, and that was Vince McMahon. So, Dave Meltzer actually reported this as of yesterday. Vince McMahon was not backstage at Extreme Rules, and everybody's been wondering why he was not there on Sunday night. Now, basically, the story is that he always takes a week off in mid-July. So, according to Dave Meltzer, he states that McMahon has been doing this for years. McMahon has famously said that he never takes a vacation, but it seems that he has been more open to giving himself time off in recent years. He was at his Boca Raton home on Sunday night, according to Meltzer, and he was watching the show and in regular communication with Triple H and Billy Kidman, who were sitting in gorilla position. Now, according to WrestlingNews.co, the website, they actually reported that they know one of McMahon's neighbors in Boca, and they were told that he was indeed in the area working out, and at 72 years old, he is living an incredibly healthy lifestyle and is still in tremendous shape for his age. So Vince McMahon was not at Extreme Rules because he wanted to give himself a week off from the WWE product. I wish I could do the same. And I can go down to Boca and I can go suntanning and sunbathing and have a cold beverage next to me at all times. I'd love to do that. But is this a credible source? Now, you go look at Brad Shepard on Twitter, and he laughs at Meltzer's report, and he pretty much says what I was thinking when I read this. You have Hulk Hogan being reinstated to the WWE, and you are not going to be there for that big historic moment when he's addressing the WWE locker room? I find that incredibly difficult to believe. But if WrestlingNews.co has sources stating that they know McMahon's neighbors, and Meltzer has been reporting for years that Vince McMahon has been taking off in mid-July for a week to just give himself a rest before SummerSlam, who are we to point the finger of blame? They report, we read. If it's true, it's true. If it's not, it's not. I'm sure the truth will always reveal itself. But that is the reason why Vince McMahon supposedly missed Extreme Rules. Do you believe it? I don't know. I'm just here to report the news, but I just find it very difficult to believe that Vince McMahon was not in the same building, in the same city, on the same day that WWE reinstated Hulk Hogan back into their Hall of Fame. I think that's a pretty big reason to be with the WWE on a major pay-per-view Sunday. That's just me, though, but what the fuck do I know? In much better news, James Ellsworth may already be done with the WWE. Thank fucking Christ. Thank fucking Christ. So what does this mean? Does that mean Carmella is losing the Women's Championship? Please, God. Please, God. I haven't asked you for much this year. In fact, you know what I've asked of you this year. Could you please, with the absence of James Ellsworth, could you please take the title off of Carmella? She is fucking god-awful. I can't stand looking at her. I think she's miserable as a professional wrestler. The fact that she's a champion is disgusting and pathetic in its own right. How you could bestow championship gold that is absolutely meaningless to everybody on this woman's shoulder is very much in question. When you have a division full of Charlotte, Asuka, Becky, Naomi on Raw, we got Miss Bliss as champion with Ember Moon, Ruby Riott, Sasha, Bayley. I'd even take Dana Brooke over a women's championship over Alexa Bliss. Please? Please. I don't ask much of you. Can you see that is done come SummerSlam? With Ellsworth's absence, could you take the title off of her? Please? Could you send her directly to jail just like the Monopoly money she is? I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. James Ellsworth may already be done with the WWE. Goodbye. Go back to Grimm's Toy Show. Ellsworth's appearance at Extreme Rules might have been his final appearance for the immediate future. On SmackDown Live this week, Carmella was asked about Ellsworth, and she reacted as if she was done with him. And she pointed out that he was not her boyfriend. I don't know about that. I don't know if James Ellsworth, I don't even know if Carmella is James Ellsworth's standard. Is he? Or is she? Might as well. Is he? I don't fucking know. Whatever. In the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, it was reported that he is not under contract and has been working a per-date basis. He has only been working on TV and at none of the house shows for his recent run. Ellsworth is still taking independent bookings, and he has his own podcast. Really now? James Ellsworth has his own podcast. Interesting. Everybody's got a fucking wrestling podcast nowadays. I think the guy down the street has a fucking wrestling podcast. This latest run has helped him get more bookings, but not being under contract would indicate that they do not have long-term plans for him. I wish they didn't have long-term plans for Carmella. If they had a long-term idea for him, then they would have offered him a contract to keep him from the indie shows. He should take it as a good sign that they brought him back, because it shows that management does like him and the door is always open for bringing him back when creative comes up with something good for him. Look at his line. When creative comes up with something good. When the fuck is that? Really now? It's like a fucking fortune cookie. You open up the fortune cookie and yes, creative will come up with something good for you. When the fuck does that happen? Never. Stop fucking ribbing me, you goddamn dirt sheets, man. When WWE comes up with something good. When WWE creative comes up with something good. Yeah, right. Listen, James Ellsworth is only brought back to I guess, bring some heat to Carmella because everybody's in the same boat as me. She is awful. She was doing nothing on her own. She's nothing but at best, a decent promo, and that's it. She's got some charisma. It's not through the roof, but she's got some, and that's all she is. She's nothing but a Barbie doll down the toy aisle at Walmart. That's it. Blonde hair, tits, nice ass, whatever. You know? Thin figure, that's all she is. She's not a professional wrestler. So James Ellsworth was only brought back to enhance her act, and he did nothing. He did nothing for her act. In fact, he made her act more unwatchable, and it made Asuka look like a fucking blithering idiot in the same sentence. So Ellsworth may already be done with the WWE. I guess we'll find out when Carmella starts feuding with Becky Lynch and has her match with Becky Lynch on SmackDown Live. If Becky Lynch wins, she gets a title shot at Carmella at SummerSlam. So we'll see what happens with that. Something that I have actually wanted to have happen may actually be happening in the next couple of weeks. WWE now may be easing their stance on signing Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle will not be wrestling on August 18th and August 19th for Over the Top Rope Wrestling, and he's been replaced by Juice Robinson, the new IWGP United States Champion. Now, those dates coincide with SummerSlam weekend, so the timing is indeed interesting. Riddle is someone that could be a huge star in NXT and potentially on the main roster if he was booked properly because he is very good, even though has limited experience. I wouldn't go that far to say Matt Riddle has limited experience. I think Matt Riddle is good enough to carry his own. In the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer noted that the WWE has reconsidered their stance on Matt Riddle. This is a reversal from how they felt 4 months ago when they wouldn't even consider booking him at Access in New Orleans. And the reason why WWE has been against hiring Matt Riddle is because he was fired from the UFC after testing positive for marijuana. Now, if that's the worst that this guy has on his record, then, you know, that's like a common theme between everybody. Now, I don't do it, but if that's the one thing you're going to zing the guy for, and one of the things that you're going to look at as to a reason to not hire him, come on. Are you kidding me? The firing came after he tested positive for marijuana in late 2012 and then again in early 2013. Marijuana doesn't necessarily disqualify wrestlers from working in WWE, as there are several wrestlers who partake in the company. WWE's policy is to fine wrestlers $2,500 for marijuana use, and that fine is known among the wrestlers as the pot tax. But the issue with Riddle has been that his marijuana usage and firing from UFC was so public. Looks like WWE has softened their stance on him, and we could potentially see him in NXT much sooner rather than later. Nothing is confirmed, but if I hear anything on Matt Riddle possibly coming to the WWE and NXT, I will let you guys know immediately, whether it's on this show or in another video that goes up on the channel. Listen, WWE, you want to know why WWE is easing their stance on Matt Riddle? It's not because of marijuana. They don't give a fuck about the marijuana. WWE is a publicly traded company that's trending upwards towards $90 a share. So they feel like 2012, 2013, it's 2018 now. 5 years have passed since this guy was fired from the UFC, since this guy has been nailed for marijuana usage. 5 years is enough time to sit idle, do your thing, learn your craft, make a name for yourself. He's big enough that I think he can make a huge impact in NXT if they bring him in. But WWE is not easing their stance because all of a sudden they want Matt Riddle. No, they're easing their stance because they're feeling threatened by some other companies who are going to be coming into New York City next April for some silly event called G1 Supercard. WWE, more than ever, is going to be in free agent signing mode. We don't know Matt Riddle's contract. We don't know if he's signed with anybody. We don't know how how management is going to look at it when he gets there, if they're going to cut the marijuana use out. We don't know if he's going to change. We don't know none of this shit. All we know is that WWE is now interested in Matt Riddle, according to Dave Meltzer. The reason why they're interested in Matt Riddle is because they want to sign everybody that is a possible threat to go to New Japan or Ring of Honor and wrestle for G1 Supercard of Honor. That's it. They want anybody that they can get their hands on so that they could limit the amount of work that could be seen in New Japan when they try and step foot in the United States. Is WWE somehow all of a sudden high on talent because they have all these creative plans for a guy like Matt Riddle? No. WWE is high on guys like Matt Riddle and everybody else that is possible free agents coming up, you know who, because they are now shaking just a little bit because of G1 Supercard, Ring of Honor, New Japan. They are in signing mode. They don't want anybody stepping on their toes, and WWE will do everything in their power to limit their toes being stepped on. I, for one, am a big fan of Matt Riddle. I love what he does. I like his look. I like his style. I think he could make a huge impact in NXT. That would be fantastic. So hopefully WWE is interested in Matt Riddle, and they do the right thing and bring this guy into NXT, and he makes another name for himself under the WWE banner. I think that would be fantastic. So hopefully we will see Matt Riddle in NXT sooner rather than later. Speaking of NXT, there was a talk that if Kenny Omega came to the WWE, if he would have to pass through NXT, or if the Young Bucks came to the WWE, would they have to be sent down to NXT? At this rate, honestly, yes, we all know that they could probably make a splash on the main roster without going to NXT. But do you guys want that to happen? Do you want the Band-Aid to be pulled off fucking that quickly? Or do you want them to go to NXT, give you a year down there with rock star type matches, building that brand up, building up the network, because that's the only way you could watch NXT, and have the Band-Aid being pulled off slowly before they go to the main roster and they're completely ruined? So what would you like? Would you like them to come to WWE and go to NXT, or you want to put them on the main roster and immediately just derail the Elite? AJ Styles even said that he would have much rather preferred to go to NXT to learn the WWE way before making his debut at the Royal Rumble. In fact, Drew McIntyre actually requested to work NXT before the main roster as well. Drew McIntyre found his way back into the WWE, and his second run with the company is very exciting and very promising. McIntyre first signed with the WWE back in 2007 and was assigned to FCW. After 2 years there, he was called up to the main roster on SmackDown Live, became the chosen one, and won the Intercontinental title. In 2011, McIntyre began a losing streak and eventually fell out of the eyes of fans as serious competition. He joined the comical band 3MB alongside Jinder Mahal and Heath Slater. In the summer of 2014, WWE released Drew McIntyre, but somehow kept Jinder Mahal on at that point. Believe that. Believe that. They kept Jinder over McIntyre. Crazy, ain't it? He spent 3 years on the independent circuit, and he got his second shot with WWE because of the great work he did on the indies. Made himself look right. He looks fucking fantastic. Had some great matches. Built himself up as a major player that needs to be given a second chance. Now, having already experienced what it's like to travel the road and being a former Intercontinental Champion, many fans assumed that McIntyre would go straight back to the main roster. Instead, he was sent to WWE's new and improved system at the time, NXT. McIntyre had a run in NXT with the NXT Championship before dropping it to Andrade Cien Almas and debuted back on the main roster. He got hurt, and then he came back and he resurfaced on the main roster alongside Dolph Ziggler on Monday Night Raw shortly after WrestleMania 34. McIntyre recently joined former WWE ring announcer Lillian Garcia on her Chasing Glory podcast to talk about his journey back to the WWE. This is what he stated to Lillian Garcia, and I quote, "That was what I wanted. I told my wife in the beginning when NXT really started catching fire, you know what, babe? Ideal when I go back there first. If I do my thing here and I get a reputation in the indie scene, then I believe I can get an angle to NXT because it's such a passionate fan base. I think that would be the place for me to go and really show what I can do. And then when the time is right, because the transition is so much smoother from NXT to Raw and SmackDown because it moves so fast. Raw and SmackDown, there's so many hours of unique TV every single week all year round. That was the way I saw it, and that's what I told her in the beginning. I told Chris Jericho, he was the first podcast I did with another one who really helped me out in Jericho in the beginning and really got my message out there when I was released from the WWE. And I told Chris, I quote, "I will be back," end quote. McIntyre's got a good mind for the business. McIntyre's got a good sense of what makes sense. That's what I like about him most. When you listen to him speak, he knows the business. He knows what needs to be done. He's got a great mind. And I'm glad that he went to NXT. I'm glad it went to NXT. You want to know why? Because it made him a little bit more of an attractive commodity in my eyes. He got to showcase what he can do. He got to showcase what he's learned. We got to see a glimpse of him after succeeding so big on the independent circuit, come back into NXT, do his thing. He got familiar with the WWE Universe. They got familiar with him. And then when he got hurt, everybody was worried. And then all of a sudden he resurfaced on Monday Night Raw. We were a little bit more excited when he was on Monday Night Raw because he had that stint in NXT. You know? People knew who he was. So if you brought him in from Impact or whatever and you put him right on Monday Night Raw, I don't think it would have had that big of an impact. I'm glad he went to NXT. And I'm glad he got his feet wet in the WWE again before they brought him up. I think everybody, even if you are Omega, and even if you are anybody in the Bullet Club or the Elite that WWE's looking at, to come back to NXT and then go to the main roster. Be brought in, sign, go to NXT, do your thing down there for a year, and then go to the main roster. You'll be better off for it. Because like I said, time and time again, NXT is just not a take on Triple H's vision of the Indies. It's not his version of the Indies. NXT is a learning experience. You know, WWE is a TV show. Cameras, staging, lighting, entrance, feel, look, atmosphere, promo. Some of these guys who may be on top of the world in the indies, you know, they may be thinking that they're doing it right. But more times than not, when you come into the WWE, they're not going to do what you did on the indies. They're going to mold you and make you into an even better superstar. They're going to correct where you have been doing things wrong. And that's why I love what Triple H is doing in NXT and at the PC. So a guy like Omega, who comes into the WWE, I want him to run through NXT because I want him to be pretty much just evaluated and the minor flaws that he has perfected. NXT is a superstar-making monster. That's what I want to see. Young Bucks come in there, you fix whatever is wrong with the Young Bucks, if there is anything, and you mold them into an even better entity. It's a learning experience. Most of these companies who do shows, whether it's New Japan on Axis or Ring of Honor for iPay-per-view or Honor Club or whatever, you know, you may be seeing it on YouTube, but WWE is a nationally televised show. They need you to perfect what they do as far as TV, entrance, lighting, all this other shit, camera angles, which camera to look at. You know, it's so much more than wrestling. Even though we all love NXT for its in-ring product, they're getting you ready for what to expect on the main roster. So, of course, I want everybody, the McIntyres, the Styles, Joe, Samoa Joe, over a decade in this business before he went to WWE. And he went to NXT. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor. AJ stated that he would have loved to go through NXT before debuting in the Royal Rumble. So what makes you think Omega is prone to going to NXT? Like I said, do you want the Band-Aid to be ripped off violently? Where that shit stings? Or do you want it to be pulled off nice and slow? Let's have them go to NXT first before we make any rash decisions about where they're going and what brand they're going on. Reason Kane will be taken off TV. Lord, thank you so much for taking Kane off of television. I don't want anybody to be injured in this sport that we all love, but Kane is 51 years old. He's about to be mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee. He's got no business being in the main event of SmackDown Live in 2018. Thank you so very much for taking Kane off of our televisions. Thank you. Kane will be taken off WWE TV. Thank God. WWE storyline explanation for Kane's injury is that he suffered a broken ankle at the hands of Harper and Rowan at Extreme Rules. Now, on Sunday, it was reported that he does have a legitimate injury, and he has been seen walking with a boot at campaign functions as of Thursday. He was downplaying the injury and told a fan there that he would be fine for the pay-per-view. He also said that it was an out-of-the-ring injury. Now, PW Insider is actually reporting that he suffered an injury to his Achilles tendon on the Extreme Rules Go-Home show for SmackDown Live. He is not expected to be back on WWE television anytime soon, and he would have probably taken time off anyway because he's in the middle of election season. According to recent poll results in Knox County, Tennessee, it is widely expected that he will get votes to become the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee. There's no timetable for his return, but he stated in interviews that he still plans on staying affiliated with WWE even if he becomes mayor. Good luck, Mayor Glenn Jacobs. And SmackDown Live is looking even more attractive without Kane being on television. This is a good thing. It's 2018. We can move on from Team Hell No and a gimmick and a character that has been just beaten into the ground and dead for many, 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 many years. It's 2018. Let's focus on who we got on SmackDown Live now and not bring in an aging, decrepit, broken down, big red machine. Okay? There you go. I'm sure you're happy just as I am happy with Kane being off television. Something that I'm not happy about is Jerry Lawler has recently stated that Howard Finkel is in really bad health. Now, a few weeks ago, I actually spoke about this on an Off the Script Extra. Howard Finkel's health is deteriorating. If there's one voice that is synonymous with my childhood, outside of the Heenans and the Monsoons and the young Vince McMahons doing commentary, Jesse Ventura, it is Howard Finkel. The greatest WWE ring announcer ever. There is nobody that comes after Finkel that will even lace the guy's fucking shoes. Ever. Now, Finkel no longer travels. He lost a great deal of weight. We didn't know whether it was because he was ill or he was genuinely losing weight to get back into better shape. Now, there are reports that he was having serious health issues, and there is not many details known other than that he is slowed down in the past year or so. On a recent Dinner with the King podcast, Jerry Lawler confirmed what has been reported in recent weeks about Finkel. He didn't give many details, but he said, I quote, "I just heard not long ago that Howard Finkel is in really, really bad health." He added, "Not good at all. He may have had a stroke. I'm not sure, but I just know that he's not doing well." End quote. Finkel was one of the names advertised for the Raw 25 anniversary show. He wasn't able to make it, but a recording of his voice was used to introduce The Undertaker at the Manhattan Center when The Undertaker cut his promo in front of the fans at the Manhattan Center. Finkel is the WWE's longest tenured employee. He was hired by Vince McMahon Sr. and has been working for the company since 1975. He was phased off WWE television in the early 2000s, but has remained as one of the office workers at WWE headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut. I don't know what to say about this. I wish I really had more information on what is going on with Finkel, man. That would be a damn shame if anything happens to the Fink, man. The Fink is a fucking national treasure, if you ask me. Like I said, the one voice that is synonymous with my childhood is Howard Finkel, man. Nobody did it better in that company for WWE. Nobody. And if I hear anything else on Howard Finkel, I will definitely report it. But, my thoughts and prayers, and I want you guys to do the same, man. All good thoughts going towards Howard Finkel. So hopefully it is not as serious as the King is leading on, but what he says is not good, man. He's in really, really bad health, and he may have had a stroke. So we don't know. So Howard Finkel right now, reportedly not in good health at all for what Jerry Lawler says could be a stroke. So I don't know. So we'll see what happens. If I hear anything else, I will let you guys know one way or another. So keep tuned. Charlotte Flair, return to SmackDown Live is upon us. The Queen will be back with SmackDown Live. Becky Lynch, I am coming for the Raw, not the Raw, sorry, malfunction. SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Flair was on Busted, actually, no, not Busted Open Radio, I'm sorry. Probably, but this report is stating that she was on Maria Menounos and her show, where she discussed a number of topics. Among them was the history behind her breast implants and the injuries sustained as a result of them when she will return to WWE and much more. And no, I am not going to read the quotes here in the Charlotte Robot voice because I think that would be overly annoying. You know, I break it out every now and then just to give you guys a nice little chuckle. But this is what Charlotte Flair had to say on the breast implants and the injury behind them. I quote, "So I'm 32, and when I turned 21, I always wanted boobs. I never had boobs. I had an athletic body my whole life." She continued on saying, and I quote, "When I started wrestling, I had saline, and I popped them in the ring. When I woke up the next morning, they were gone. Then I had them redone, so I didn't think anything of it. Well, a couple months ago, I kept having this pain behind my shoulder blade. I was like, this is not normal. I mean, I did all my stretching. I did my shoulder stability exercises that my trainer told me to do. Our trainer's on the road. I finally went to have a mammogram and an ultrasound, and the doctor said I had free-floating silicone all in my chest from both implants. So I ruptured both implants, and that is exactly what they call it. Then she says that she had them fixed. And I quote, I said, I've got a lot of big things coming up. Like, I knew I had WrestleMania. I knew I had the body issue with ESPN. I was just going to say anything. I just wasn't going to say anything. I could just wait. I finally got to have them redone over 4 weeks ago. I just wanted that long pain to go away. It just got worse. I got sick a few times, like that might have been from the silicone that had all gone to my armpit. And then she talked about returning to the WWE. Now, she goes on to say that the doctor had cleared her on July 31st. She goes on to say when she can be expected to return to the ring. I am definitely going to work on July 31st. It's so hard because watching the pay-per-view on Extreme Rules Sunday, it's like I'm not out for a legitimate injury. I mean, it's legitimate because the silicone was making me sick. I mean, it's dangerous, but I kept thinking to myself, you did this to yourself at 21. I know my body needed a break, and it's like, let the fans miss you or whatever. But it's just like I'm sitting out because of my boobs. End quote. Charlotte's going to be back. There you go. Just in time for SummerSlam. What does that mean for Becky Lynch? What does that mean for Asuka? What does that mean for the SmackDown Women's Championship? I don't know. But Charlotte is back. I guess having Charlotte back on TV is better than not having Charlotte at all because she is good at what she does. So she will be returning to SmackDown Live. One more story here, and I'm getting the fuck out of here because there really isn't much news, and I got to save something for tomorrow. Okay? Capiche? Yeah. WrestleMania. It's coming to New Jersey. You know where I'll be. Not at WrestleMania, but we'll see. But we're talking about 2020. WWE on cities for WrestleMania in 2020. Now, it's no secret that WrestleMania is the biggest day of wrestling during the calendar year. It's the biggest event with the biggest crowd and the biggest matches. Supposedly. If WWE can put together things properly, they figured out how to make everything work. Save for the whole Roman Reigns part, but you know how that goes. One key part is the location, and we may have a heads up on where things are going soon. According to Brad Shepard, the early locations being considered for WrestleMania 36 are Atlanta and Minneapolis, Minnesota. And an unknown city in Florida is actually in the running. It could be Jacksonville or Miami. I'm going with Miami, bro. Can you imagine JD on South, what was the South Beach? Let's go to Wet Willie's and have ourselves a cola cab, bro. Seriously. Let's go down there with the Mustang. We'll be good to go. So those are the possibilities. Atlanta, Georgia, Minnesota, and an unknown city in Florida, which could be Jacksonville or Miami being the possibilities. Atlanta and Miami have both hosted WrestleManias before, with 27 and 28 taking place there respectively. Atlanta and Minneapolis also have new open stadiums, which hold about 82 and 73,000 people respectively. The date for this show has yet to be announced. If I was to choose one, I know Minneapolis has been named in the last couple of years. I think they would probably do Minneapolis first. And I'd love to visit Minneapolis. I'd love to have a Juicy Lucy, you know. I heard it's a great city that time of year, so let's try that. I also would love Atlanta. My brother lives in Atlanta. It would give me a reason to go visit him. You know, get away and do some work down there, and I got a place to stay. But I'm also open for Jacksonville or Miami, too, because I love Florida. So we'll see what happens, man. Rumored cities on WrestleMania Sunday for 2020 could be any one of those. I also heard Philadelphia was in the running. You know, WWE could very well go back to California. So we don't know, man. It's all going to come down to money. Which city is going to bid the most for WrestleMania? A lot of fans are wondering, you know, why is WrestleMania coming back to New York? Because New York put the most money in for their bid for WrestleMania. And then, boom, WWE's going to go with the one who has the most money being offered. That's just my take on it, you know? So we'll see what happens, man. WrestleMania 2020, where's JD going to land in 2020? We'll find out soon enough. I think we'll probably get confirmation on that anywhere between November and January is what I'm guessing. So be a couple of months, but normally WWE is like clockwork with these WrestleMania announcements. They want it well in advance of where you're going to be after WrestleMania 35. So we'll see what happens with that in news, and I will keep you guys posted. But that is all I got. If I go any more, I won't have anything for tomorrow, and I want to get a video up for tomorrow afternoon. So thank you guys so much. This is Off the Script, episode 231, part number 2. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter, at JDFROMNY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for notifications. If you guys want to support through the Patreon page, you get extra content, early content, Off the Script Retro, and early Off the Script access. Patreon.com/JDFROMNY206. If you guys want to support the show through other means, barbershopwindow.com/offthescript, harrys.com/script, and audibletrial.com/offthescript. Thank you guys so very much for all your support. I'll be back on Sunday with part 3. So until then, enjoy your Saturdays, and I will see you right back here normal time for part 3 as we finish up the weekend right here on Off the Script. Thank you guys so much, and I'll talk to you all on Sunday afternoon.